So want to first off was a really good win for us last night again with a really good crowd for the 12th man Sunday night game at Ellis Field. First half ended 0-0 with us kind of finishing off on a good flurry. Didn't quite finish. The message for our players was, that we couldn't be pleased with 0-0. It just wasn't good enough as far as our technical finishing. We're creating some chances, but we had to do better. This was a game that we needed to win, and then we go out in the first 10 minutes of the second half and we kind of give them a gift, a mistake by our defense, and puts it right to their big forward, Gianna Paul, who finishes to put Alabama up 1-0. But really proud of the response by our players to come back within just minutes with a terrific goal by Haley Pounds, one of our veterans, to catch their goalkeeper who had miscleared a ball, and Taylor looked up and was able to kind of put a ball just under the crossbar in to tie it. And then just a few minutes after that, Mia Pante, gets in and had been playing, tremendous all night, was able to finish off a terrific shot. Took a little bit of a deflection to go in to put us up 2-1. And then Jasmine Wilkerson with the insurance goal late to make it 3-1 for a convincing win for us at home, and send a lot of people home happy with the 3-1 win over Alabama. So with the win, now that puts us in all alone in first place in the SEC West. We are tied for third place in the overall SEC standings. It's a very crowded field as far as the way the standings are going. The SEC right now has the overall number one highest RPI of all the conferences in the country, which should be no surprise by all the sports. And as we kind of head to the home stretch now, we have 4 games remaining. Only one of those 4 games is going to be at home, and playing on the road in the SEC is incredibly difficult. We're going to go to Auburn this week. Auburn last night knocked off the leaders in the SEC race, Arkansas, defeating them 2-1 in Auburn. So that is the site of our match on Friday night. So happy to open it up to any questions.
We'll go front row to Travis.
You've had a little bit of a goalkeeper rotation through conference play. What goes into that thought process, and kind of how do you choose who's between the sticks?
Well, we feel really comfortable with any of our keepers. We've played all 3 of our goalkeepers this season. Kenna Caldwell, who's our returning starter from the last few years, has developed tremendously over her career. Grace McMillan comes in as a graduate transfer and All-American, coming in from her career, and it really has 2 years of eligibility remaining because of the COVID season and the way things have gone for her. And there are different types of goalkeepers. Grace is somebody who really reads the game well, is cat quick, sees the game really well. So there's certain games that I think are really conducive to the way that she plays and the way that she sees the game. Kenna is about 5 inches taller and is tremendous in her aerial presence. And so there's certain games that are naturally going to be really good for and play into the strengths of each one of them. And I thought Kenna was fantastic last night. Made a really good one-on-one save against Gianna Paul in the first half. Was tremendous in a couple saves in corner kick situations last night, which was really important in key times. Both of them are really good with their feet, which is something that has become more and more important as the game and as that position has developed over time. So really, it's a kind of a benefit of strength that we can go to one or the other, just like in anything, you're left or right-handed pitching in baseball. The ability for us to to play to a strength on our goalkeeping core is just something we have a little bit more of an opportunity to do because we have 2 veteran goalkeepers.
We'll go back row to Tyler on TV row.
Yeah, G, what kind of challenges does Auburn present, and I guess what would you like to see from your team that you feel would be comfortable to get you a win on Friday?
Well, Auburn is a veteran team. They've played a lot of incredibly close games. I know that Karen Hoppe, who is their coach, is one of the more celebrated coaches around the country. Great leader. She brings a lot of passion to the game, and her team plays with a lot of that passion and a lot of confidence. They are a team that is led from their midfield. They've got some really, really creative players in the middle of the park. The first goal that they scored, Anna Haddock, player out of Tennessee, scored a great goal with a great screen of players that ran across the face of the goalkeeper, caused a lot of confusion on a really terrific shot. The winning goal scored by a player who came out of the Houston area, just a blistering shot that again came from running at the back line of Arkansas and just was hit with real gusto. They've been in every game they've played, and much like us, they've had some unfortunate bounces against them. They've given up some late goals in the last 3 to 5 minutes and have lost some late games against Mississippi State. They lost the late games against some teams I'm sure that they'd love to have back, and it's kind of has forced them back in some standings and in the RPI. So they're on a bit of a hot run right now, and being able to play at home, it's a home football weekend for them on Saturday. With us coming in on Friday night, I'm sure they'll have a lot of people in the stands there, and we'll have a lot of energy. So for us, the strength of their team is their midfield and their defense. They've got a veteran goalkeeper and very athletic all around the park. The last time we played there, I mean, they took it to us. We were able to get the game back and played well and got the win here last year. So home field advantage in this league, like you said, is a big thing. It's a real thing. And so for us to be able to go in there and try to establish some sort of a rhythm to the way that we want to play, and to be able to kind of get a footing to a rhythm the way that we want to try to attack will be one of the things that's it's really important, but never easy in that place.
And we'll go back row to Ben.
Coach, you kind of touched on it, but what were you most pleased with how the team not only bounced back after the first half and they get the goal, but after the Thursday game against Vanderbilt, just kind of washing it? It seemed like it didn't let it hang over and kind of drip into this game.
Well, again, we talked all week long. Phil Stevenson, who's our associate head coach, really, I think, did a great job with the team and talking about that, what has happened in the past is in the past, and you can't do anything about that. And it's about what happens next, and that really matters. And that was a big part of our focus. We had one of our legends come in and speak with the team on right before they went out. Ashley Pistorius, who's our all-time leading scorer and one of our Hall of Famers, was in town and came and spoke to the team before the match, and I think gave them a little bit of inspiration and some nuggets of gold to kind of to think about before going out. And the messaging that we just kind of continue to give these guys is just the idea that there's a lot of things that are absolutely in their control, and there are players around the country that are their age that are doing things that are pretty amazing, and that our team is good enough to play with and beat anyone in the country. We're also talented and good enough to beat ourselves, and we've proven that as well. So we've got to be as good as we can possibly be, and the first half wasn't good enough, and we've got to be better, and we've got to hold ourselves accountable, and we've got to go out there and absolutely put our best foot forward and put everything into every single minute that we're out on the pitch. And again, that's one of the things I'm most proud of with this particular group, is that they did it, and they hold themselves accountable to those types of performances. And they've I think that last night was a big step forward as far as for them proving it, because it was done in front of a big crowd. It was done for themselves, and they really made a nice statement.